apa yang berlaku ketika itu adalah legenda dan sejarah. Itu je. Sebab macam ya, the plan was konon-kononnya lah pagi tu dekat station tu is gonna be Phat punya first macam live performance on radio punya performance where they are gonna perform lagu 2010 Masih.
I mean, he just didn't come lah. I think everybody knows the story. Malik didn't show up for the interview, so why he didn't come, I can't answer that for him.
Macam ni to make it like macam more interesting to me more interesting, and then for more people to talk about the hip hop scene. Jawapan I untuk soalan itu adalah hari tu, masa itulah berlakunya legenda dan sejarah. Itu je.
Dalam scene hip hop ni, rapper banyak bercerita tentang mereka sendiri, kehidupan mereka, apa yang mereka suka atau tak suka.
Selamat petang kepada yang datang dengan syarahan. Ini cuma hanya pesanan ucapan pengerusi kejohanan latihan buku teks ku sekolahkan.
So saya rasa saya jatuh cinta dengan muzik pada umur yang kecil. Waktu itu arwah bapak saya dapat kerja dekat UK. So dia ke sana sebagai seorang wartawan muda, dan kemudiannya dia membaca berita bahasa Malaysia tapi di London. So BBC ada World Service, sampai hari ini ada World Service. Jadi mereka menyiarkan berita dalam bahasa asing daripada London. So bila ibu saya dan saya kecil pindah ke London, saya rasa mak bapak saya merasakan penting untuk saya tidak lupa asal usul atau lupa dengan tradisi. Jadi dia make sure yang saya dengar lagu-lagu Melayu. Saya dengar lagu Piramli, dengar lagu Syaifani, dengar lagu, dan saya punya first toy is a mic, kan? Saya boleh kasih guys gambar. Saya minta my mom mic and macam speaker, you know. So bila orang Malaysia, kawan-kawan diorang datang daripada KL melawat, which is normal kan, I akan announce, macam orang tengah duduk kat living room ni, saya akan announce yang okay, next is my show. So I akan nyanyi lagu, my mom cakap I akan nyanyi lagu Siapa Bilang Gadis Melayu Tak Menawan, macam gitu. So, and kalau orang tak tepuk, I'm 3-4 years old, I akan tunjuk kalau macam semua orang tepuk tapi ada seorang tepuk, awak tak tepuk lagi. So that was like I think because my family was, my mom's side especially, memang saya punya datuk bukan datang dari keluarga yang senang. Dia seorang pegawai custom Singapore, yang orang Johor tapi kerja kat Singapore sebagai pegawai custom. Jadi cara dia menghiburkan atau educate anak-anak dia bukan melalui kemewahan tapi melalui muzik, melalui filem, you know. Dia akan bawa, dulu dia orang kata masuk kereta 8 orang, masuk kereta 8 orang drive di Singapore tengok movie, atau macam my grandfather will buat talent time untuk anak-anak dia. Okay, first prize 50 sen, second prize 20 sen, you know. So benda ni trickle down to us. So that was how I grew up. A lot of music. Macam saya umur 7-8 tahun saya dah tahu banyak lagu Piramli, you know. Saya dah ada buku lirik lagu Piramli. Dan saya umur 8 tahun, mak saya bawa saya pergi, saya punya first concert itu konsert Stevie Wonder di Kuala Lumpur. Stevie Wonder first concert. So minat saya tu penting untuk saya cakap, love is for music. And then bila saya ada satu uncle, nama dia Uncle Aman. Okay. Kalau macam birthday party atau macam hari raya, dia akan bawa sound system dia. Dia ada hi-fi, dia ada boombox. Lepas tu dia ada banyak kaset. Kaset dia memang. Jadi bila dia sampai rumah, saya sebagai budak kecil, saya akan lari keluar gate dan saya akan tolong dia. Offer lah nak tolong, nak bawa. Sebenarnya kita yang nak main si kaset-kaset tu. So secara tak langsung itu dah menjadi tanggungjawab saya dan keluarga. Sebenarnya dia dua sebab. Pasal kalau macam raya ni, orang semua cat rumah lah, pergi potong semak semua kan. Kita nak ngelat, jadi kita try, okay, ni biar gua handle benda ni kan. So that's when I played more music and I went through everything and then I picked up my first, saya jumpa my first rap cassette. Dan saya macam terus terjerumus ke dalam dunia ni. You know what I mean? Like I just, apa yang saya tertarik dengan pertama sekali, fashion, which is very loud, very expressive. You know, saya tengok album LL Cool J, dia tengah pegang harimau bintang, you know, like wow, this is different, you know. Orang lain punya macam just regular, normal. You know, why are these people like different? You know, why are these cats different? Yeah. So what is hip hop? You know, saya nak tahu, you know. So bermula daripada situ, saya mula dengar lagu-lagu rap. Kan saya tak boleh nak pinpoint exactly lagu rap pertama saya dengar, tapi definitely antara this artist called Tone Loc, Toneloc, Tone Loc. I think he was one of the first, probably the first rap artist to win a Grammy. Maybe I'm wrong. Or LL Cool J. LL Cool J tu definitely like early 3 albums, and then maybe I don't know man, banyak lah, macam Public Enemy. My uncle had a lot. So macam at first the heavy stuff for youngster was a bit was a lot, tapi eventually umur 10 tahun saya dah dengar macam Ice-T, saya dah dengar NWA, you know. Mula-mula parents saya agak risau lah. Kalau you dengar lirik NWA pun you akan jam juga kan. Kalau budak dia akan jam juga. Tapi bagi saya sampai hari ni saya cakap lagi bagus bagi budak kecil dengar NWA daripada bagi dengar Lady Gaga ke apa lah.
Hello. Okay, pertama sekali saya rasa budaya hip hop kita ni semakin berkembang, makin evolusi. Awal-awal tu macam benda lain yang kita belajar juga. Manusia ni belajar dengan meniru. Kan, manusia belajar dengan meniru. So, pada awal tu kami atau pegawai-pegawai hip hop ni dia tak tahu apa lagi kan. Dia belajar dengan meniru siapa yang diorang suka atau siapa yang diorang sanjung. Kan? Jadi dia meniru tu dalam proses pembelajaran ni ada banyak kesilapan. Mungkin itu salah satu sebab pada awal dia cuba hip hop ni dikecam. Asal kau nak jadi macam orang Amerika? Kan? Tapi disebabkan pada masa tu tidak ada rujukan lain. Kan? Dan kalau kita nak study, kalau benda nak study, kalau korang macam aku lah, aku ni seorang music nerd. Kita tengok perkembangan hip hop di setiap negara yang aku dah tengok, dia selalu bermula dengan meniru. Mula-mula semua nak bunyi macam Amerika. Tapi lama-lama tu diorang dah ada ni. Dan kalau kita tengok mula-mula tu memang meniru, lepas tu menginovasi dengan sendiri, lepas tu mula menulis lagu dalam bahasa ibunda sendiri kan. Tapi mula-mula tu semua sebab tiada rujukan, semua nak menulis lagu dalam bahasa Inggeris lah. Jadi kalau tengok sekarang kita ada semua bahasa ada ni sekarang kan. Dan kalau tengok serata dunia pun memang macam itu. Tak kisahlah di Eropah ke, di Asia ke, di Amerika Selatan ke, semua dah nampak hip hop berkembang tapi di dalam haluan yang tersendiri kan.
Pitisku dijaga rapi, ditabung yang lebih di dalam laci, hasil usaha keringat di dahi, kerjaku halal jangan dicaci.
Dia bukan, okay, kalau you tengok macam the hip hop culture yang ganas tu, kalau you nak tengok betul-betul the gang culture apa semua tu, dia mainly dekat tempat-tempat macam Los Angeles area, South Central, and then the Bronx area tu. But they at the same time dia ada banyak cabang-cabang dia. Macam kalau you tengok dekat Miami punya, is more of the party punya lifestyle, the base. I mean, you have like macam Two Life Crew apa semua tu. So I won't say itu is a perception je kot. So I don't think mula-mula dulu adalah memang elemen tu macam I'm a G, so just to part of the hip hop punya persona, you know. But after a while I think orang dah start faham, dah start kaji sejarah apa semua tu, I think it's fine. And kat sini pun I don't think kalau siapa-siapa cakap macam they claim to, oh, this is gangster hip hop, maybe the sound, but in terms of the actual lifestyle tu tak kot. I mean, kalau in terms of comparison, dulu ada one time awal-awal dulu dekat, I tak tahu sama ada benda ni betul ke tak, but according to legends, there were macam pertembungan between KRU for you to see dengan Nico. They had like macam a fight dekat Central Market. So itu pada I okay. Banding dengan sekarang ni, dia lebih kepada macam okay, aku cakap disebalik lagu, and then like macam tak ada kot. So I don't think, kalau ada pun orang tak boleh terima hip hop pasal gangster tu, it goes back to like lack of understanding of what hip hop music and culture is.
Mereka kata masa depan kami sungguh cerah, lyrics dan rap kami anugerah.
Budaya diss ni merupakan lumrah dalam scene hip hop. Rapper A tak suka dengan rapper B, dalam lagulah mereka luah. Budaya ni tidaklah seperti di Amerika, sebab kalau di sana mereka sampai berbunuh. Di Malaysia, kita masih lagi mengekalkan budaya ketimuran.
Malibu gig ni it's so funny, like kita dengar budak-budak, masa saya Malik, masa tu Phat 3 orang, you know? Saya, Malik dan Kevin dia chill, dia go with the flow. Malik dengan saya ni macam, dengar budak-budak ni nak buat gig, dan kita dengar cerita yang Cat nak buat gig. Cat masa tu, you know, Cat belum ada group pun ke, dia baru start group dia. So kita pergi pun cari orang ni nama Cat. I tak pernah jumpa Cat. So we went to this place called Boom Room. Dulu DJ Babyface, dia DJ. And then kita cari Cat ni. So jumpa Cat. Malik introduce saya dengan Cat. So macam, bukan aku yang organize, Cai. Dia panggil Malik, Cai. Ni Nazri punya gig, ni Tang punya gig. Tang masa tu terkenal dengan buat gig-gig budak-budak hardcore, budak-budak punk. Tapi memang gig dia semua, I pun pernah pergi gig-gig kan, Project AK. So Nazri I know as Project AK punya vocalist, and I was a Project AK fan. So okay, fine, tak apalah, gig tu pun macam tak ada je. So we went back to Subang, and then masa tu kita dah ada satu demo. We made a few more demos. Kita record few more demos, dan macam mana entah demo ni kita buat macam 5 kopi kaset. So kita bagi kawan-kawan kita, dan dia orang buat kopi, dan next thing you know, demos ni ramai orang dah kopi dan dengar. So like berminggu-minggu lepas tu, macam benda tu macam jadi viral lah in its own way. And because macam I start going out, pergi KL, dan orang macam, I heard your tape, kita orang dengar lu punya tape, bayar your tape. Macam mana dapat, kita buat 5 kan. So apparently this cassette ni sampai ke tangan Nazri dan Tang, dan ramai orang dengar. Izam positif tu pun dapat, budak-budak Innuendo pun dengar. So dia orang macam hype lah, macam siapa tu Phat ni kan. Masa tak ada nama grup, just a cassette. Cassette tu tak ada tulis apa pun. Macam recording session 1997. So one day we were chilling, I was at Subang 15, dekat 15 tu banyak cyber cafe. So kita dekat satu cyber cafe ni, cyber zone ni antara, kalau if it's not the lot where my barbershop is now, is the lot sebelah. So memang I tunggu bila I nampak lot barbershop I sekarang ni, I terus ambil nak buat first barbershop, because that was where Phat started. So kita orang tengah lepak cyber zone, IRC, biasa lepak cyber cafe. And then Nazri call, "Hi, is this Joe?" I say, "Yeah." My name is Nazri. Then, kita nak offer your group a gig. Macam, group? Bos, kita orang 3 orang kawan je kan, you know, like, tak ada nama group, tak ada. I think you should think of a name lah if you guys want to perform. So kita memang daripada before that kan, cakap kita memang mencari gig ni. So in the end gig tu sampai ke kita, you know, we got the call. So kita duduklah keluar, berhenti, log out, bayar, lepak ke depan satu kafe tu macam hulu gila, fikir nama. So kafe, okay, sini saya berzon. Depan ni ada kedai skate. Kedai skate ni budak Subang ni, nama Jason. And jalan ni bukan macam sekarang. Sekarang you pergi jalan tu memang tak ada parking penuh. But dulu jalan ni macam 15 pun bukan macam ramai gila orang. And jalan ni selalu kosong. So budak-budak skate selalu skate kat depan tu. And kita dengan budak-budak skate semua ngam. Like in fact banyak macam a lot of my East Coast like hip hop early cassettes or CDs, some of them I learned from the skate videos. So like I discovered Wu-Tang through skate videos, you know, so things like that. So and the skaters were always like and jalan ni memang power lah. Macam for some reason budak-budak the best skaters will always come like Phat, Joe semua datang skate kat 15. The term Phat was used a lot by skaters. Bila they land a trick, Phat. So I don't know if somebody landed a trick and then I heard it, but that's when I said it. Too fat. You know what I mean? So it was definitely like in a lot of ways influenced by my friends in the skating community. So this is something a lot. I've never told this story, but yeah. So that's it. Then Najri call back. Macam mana? Dah ada nama belum? So I said, way too fat. And I was like, way too fat? No. Buang, way too buang. Too fat. And that's it. And then that was our first gig. Tribute to Pac and Biggie. Ada Poetic Emo, ada Joint, ada siapa lagi ya? Soul Street. And then time tu, Raffesh was called Vibes. And then there was this group called Georgetown Clickers from Penang. I don't know if they came. Macam masa diorang tak sempat datang lah show tu.
Hey yo girl, that's cool. Yeah. Check this out right here now.
Okay, lagu Bomo ni sebenarnya idea tu datang daripada Too Phat untuk album diorang What the Dili. At first sebenarnya Malik dengan Joe were looking for somebody yang boleh buat ulit mayang, yang boleh nyanyikan lagu ulit mayang lah. Jadi masa tu diorang tak tahu siapa nak contact, but the producer engineer masa tu teringat yang saya pernah buat DK Barat masa kat sekolah. So he was like, can you do the ulit mayang opening for the song? So sebenarnya masa tu pun memang saya ada kat studio. So we were like, okay lah, buat demo je lah untuk somebody else to sing ke apa kan. Tapi when I came in and I did it, lepas tu diorang macam, okay lah, let Lady D buat je lah, biar dia buat the whole song. So that's how we started lah. Tapi at first saya masuk tu memang untuk, macam saya cakap tadi lah, untuk buat the ulit mayang punya intro. But as we progress on, baru saya dapat tahu yang sebenarnya it was actually a diss song lah to another group. Dan saya memang ada buat lagu previous song dengan this other group juga. Tapi masa tu I think the idea of these songs between groups tu dalam hip hop is very normal. Dan if you follow hip hop, even daripada the western punya ni, these songs among groups, among rappers, among MCs tu semua is very normal. So I think professionally after that pun they came up with their own diss song juga, kalau you all tahu. Tapi I think benda tu masa tu macam biasa je kot. Cuma yelah, benda yang buat orang stay interested dalam groups tu. Mula-mula tu memang masa tu ada sedikit tense lah, sebab masing-masing pun dalam under the same label kan, kalau you all tahu. Tapi I think sebab diorang punya relationship masa tu pun I rasa nak kata civil lah between groups kan. Tak adalah sampai bergaduh-bergaduh semua, but ada rivalry lah, tu biasa. Jadi stance tu ada, cuma we respected each other in a professional punya setting.
As I was saying earlier, I used to hang out with Malik and Joe quite a lot. Actually, more Malik before shows, before they were signed, and I was actually close to him. I believed that he was my friend, and then at that time, Ammo already broke mainstream. We were huge, and I was still going to hip hop gigs. I would help groups perform. I would sound check for groups. I'll become their sound engineer, doing sound checks for gigs and stuff like that. So I was very close to the underground scene. And at that time, we were very active on IRC, so people would talk on IRC and stuff like that. And then I did an interview with a Singaporean hip hop magazine, and they were asking some questions. And one of the questions was like, how does it feel, to be Hip Hop Group Malaysia? And my answer, because it was text form, right? My answer was, I answered like, we're the only hip hop group in Malaysia. And what I meant in my head, obviously, was that we're the hip hop group in mainstream market. That's what I meant in my head lah, of course. That didn't come out correctly. People were like, kita tak ada ke hip hop underground banyak group ni, when kamu cakap kita tak ada, there's no other hip hop group, they think they're the only one, blah blah blah. So that became big. Obviously, it's my fault for saying it that way, but to me, it was very clear that I obviously am not meaning it, because I was very close to the underground scene. And what they did was, on IRC, I remember there was one night, they kecam me and they were like, hey, how you say this? So I explained to them, I said, I'm sorry, but this is what I meant. I obviously didn't mean it that way. And some people were still not happy, and they used it to make it a big deal. And Malik and Joe also brought it up. They made it a big deal, and were like, poetic emo macam ni. So they started a beef with us back then. And I don't know whether it's personally them, but from my point of view, that's what happened, right? That was the beef, like that we said we were the only hip hop group in mainstream, and we were the only hip hop group in Malaysia, which I meant we were the only mainstream hip hop group, right? But that was like I said, I admitted, I actually printed an apology in the next issue of that magazine. I said, this is not what I meant, I'm sorry. I obviously see, that what I said should have been much clearer. But yeah, so that's where it started, it sparked, and then it just became a wildfire. Like there were a lot of extra things added on, and suddenly it sounded like I think they added in a bit of racism and stuff. Like, lepas tu Puri Emu tak suka orang Melayu. We were like, what? Going on? And it was just hilarious, because there were so many different things that people were saying that didn't make sense, and we were like, okay. And no matter what we said, people didn't want to listen to us, right? So we were like, you know what? We're just gonna stay away from this and not say anything. And they were like, they're not saying anything, so they must be guilty. So it basically blew up for the wrong reasons, and there was nothing we can do. You know how like a wrong rumor starts and it picks up fire, like a bushfire, like just, and enough people threw flames on it, and I guess it just became really big that way. So and that's when the whole Too Phat Ammo beef kind of started. And then Too Phat got signed to the same label. They were signed to Positive Tone. We were label mates, right? And we were like, cool, whatever. Like I was friends with Malik, but then he doesn't like me now. Like, cool, whatever. And then Malik and Joe, for the album, before the album came out, we were told that, hey, Too Phat did a diss song for you guys. We were like, okay. And then, you want to hear it? Like, okay. So we heard it before the album came out. We heard it and we were like, hey, they shouldn't have the song. Weirdly enough, I thought it was a great song. Like musically, that was a very good song. Bomo. It was a very good song. But beef-wise, we didn't feel like that song should have been an album, because we felt that we're both same label mates, and this is going to create an East Coast, West Coast thing, which does not exist in Malaysia, and shouldn't be in Malaysia. So that's what we told them. But they said, no, we have the right to come out with a song. And we were like, okay. We gave you our suggestion. We didn't say, no lah, you cannot do it. No, we just said, you shouldn't. And Ahmad Izam Omar, who was at that time the head of Positive Tone, agreed with them and said, yeah, we can't stop them from coming out. Also, it's a good song. We were like, okay.
It's about the time we're going to tell them why. It's about that.
So then we said, so if we do this song for them, that's okay too, right? Because, and Izam was like, okay. So they came out with this song came out. And that also fanned the flames more, and there were more things. So we were like, okay, we'll do this song. So we did this song called We Hit 'Em Up Too in the second album. We Hit 'Em Up Too. That was the Too Phat song in the second album, The World's Yours. And we did this song. And then people were like, oh, that song is not just for Too Phat, it's for all Malaysian hip-hop. And we were like, what? The song is directly for Too Phat Code. Yeah. But the whole point we did that song was also, one, in a hip-hop thing, if somebody disses you, he just back. Right? So we did it in principle. Two, we thought, sure, we can use this as a promo thing between two groups in the same label. We did it and we were like, yeah, whatever. So when you say beef, you feel like, oh, it's a big deal, right? It wasn't. If I see you and you're Malay, I'm like, hey, what's up? That's it. Walk away. No. It was more like a creative beef for us physically, personally. It was more of a creative beef rather than I don't like you, you don't like me. Gaduh jom, tak ada. We were cordial lah. Like if I see him, I'll be, hey, what's up? But we don't like. I don't talk to him anymore. But it wasn't like we weren't gonna be down. The sad part was it wasn't like that with our fans. Our fans wanted to fight each other, and that was the bad part, right? To us, like we don't want to fan the flames because it'll make our fans want to fight their fans. Because there were some shows that we had Too Phat fans came over and like wanted to cause hoo-ha, and our fans like, hey, should we, it's like, dude, chill. It's like, fans are the gun though, and it was sad for us because it's not worth it. It's just music, dude, And to us that was a disappointment with what was going on.
Rapper ni bangga dari mana asal usul. Ada yang injek budaya atau adat atau logat tempat mereka. Seperti Waris, beliau bangga menjadi anak Negeri Sembilan sehingga menceritakan tentang adat, budaya serta tempat di Negeri Sembilan.
Stylistics start tahun 2005. 2005. Sebab kita orang start dengan sekolah yang sama, Players Universe. So
dah plan ke dah?
Tak plan. Bukan nak cakap plan tak plan tu, ada jugalah plan. Tapi masa kita orang start tu sebab hari-hari jumpa, hari practice sama-sama. And then ada juga grup-grup lain tentu kita orang punya cikgu-cikgu pun semua macam bila diorang jamming sama-sama kan, then diorang start buat show sama-sama. Dia cakap, cool lah diorang kan, jom lah buat satu kan, jom lah kita try kan. And then sebab kita orang practice sama-sama hari-hari, so kita try the best is sebab time tu Fast pun memang ada tarik kru. And then Caesar baru start dengan Alif Fikir, aku dengan Pop Syabit. So walaupun kita main benda yang sama, tapi kita punya influence berbeza kan. Lepas bila kita orang buat set stylistics, it's jadi fun sebab banyak different influences. Kita and stylistics bagi kita orang satu platform untuk explore benda lain dengan apa yang kita orang buat dengan grup-grup kita orang.
Because at that time we were not used to, the Malay language is basically not built for the rap flow, right? You had to innovate and come up with a new flow that fit the Malay language. Because the Malay language kita punya syllable lain compared to English, like English words, right? And it's not to say it's good or bad, no, it's just different. It's just two different things. So we we had to create something and come up with the flow and do everything new. So whatever we were doing was, to us at that time, whether or not other people have done it, to us it was brand new, right? And that song went out and a lot of people heard it, and a lot of people were like, oh, okay, you know. And to our point of view, that was really hard to break through the barrier of being non-Malays into an industry dominated by Malay music, right? Doing English-based music and also doing hip-hop music, which was also not in mainstream. Like, hip-hop music was not played in radio and stuff like that. So having come up with that, when we had fans who came up to us and said, hey, I don't like rap music, tapi I suka album you. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. That felt really good to us, you know, like having people who don't listen to rap music but then could appreciate what we did because they can relate to it. You know, they can like, oh yeah, he's talking about taking a bus and he's talking about Malaysian stuff.
Okay, pada I simple. Untuk I dengar hip hop ni satu je. First, okay, I akan go back to the basic first. It involves dia ritma atas puisi, rhythm and poetry. So as an MC, aku nak dengar apa cerita kau, you know, and then it goes back to whether aku boleh relate to cerita kau, whether aku rasa cerita kau ni okay, it's a story that I want to listen to, and then of course the music will come together lah. I mean, pada I simple, kalau ada a great MC with a good music, kalau story the best, I akan dengar. But it would be great kalau ada great MC dengan lyricist dengan music yang best, dia a bonus lah. So kalau you nak cakap sekarang ni in terms of I don't know, I tak vibe sangat dengan a lot of, you know, the current male ke female MC, yeah. So I think the most I think one of the new, well not really new, yang I boleh relate is Chalmos. So he's a great storyteller, which I boleh relate to the story and dia punya style, dia flow apa semua lah. Other than that, macam okay, Izzaz to me, dia akan jadi, bila I dengar, dia akan jadi dengan macam siapa yang bercakap laju. Macam tu je. You know, I don't feel the story. I mean, okay, what you talking about? Okay, doesn't relate to me. Bukan nak cakap benda tu salah, but kalau dia tak relate pada I, macam okay lah, whatever lah, you know. Yeah.
Okay, selalu for music hip hop production, selalu kita cari topik lah. Topik tu pasal apa? Pasal kehidupan ke, pasal cinta ke, pasal kawan tikam belakang ke, kan? So daripada situ kita dapat tahu, mungkin kalau lagu tu lagu pasal lagu sedih, so kita cari mood sedih, maybe cari sample yang lagu-lagu sedih daripada 80s ke, atau kita chop it up and make a beat ke. From there, usually kita akan present the beat to the MCs lah, which is the rapper lah, and then kita akan discuss. Selalunya saya akan buat basic beat yang ada chorus dengan ada verse, so boleh bagi idea for the MC to write their lyrics lah. And bila kita dah dapat satu konsep tu, from there kita build up lah daripada simple beat. Mungkin daripada situ kita dengar, okay, lirik dia macam ni, chorus macam ni, so from there kita start to add more musician, maybe add more piano ke apa. Then we take it from there lah, tengok macam mana lagu tu nak pergi mana lah.
Dulu punya style show, katakan tiket RM15, RM8 venue ambil, so tinggal RM7. Kalau ada 5 grup, satu grup ambil RM1. Organizer ambil RM2 atau RM3. So kita semua dapat flyer, kita pass pergi. So I remember that gig, I pergi, I sampai awal, kita orang betul lah macam excited, nervous nak perform kita punya first show. Sampai awal pukul 11, 10 pagi dah ada dekat luar istana hotel tu kan, jalan-jalan panas. And I remember like, yeah man, doing a sound check, pergi makan somewhere. And then pukul 2, 3 dah, oh my god, dah start datang. macam-macam style. That's the first time I betul-betul jumpa like other people that love hip hop macam saya juga. Macam wow, like ni budak-budak orang baru, budak-budak empang, budak-budak like semua style lain-lain, like wow, ada yang pakai North Face punya jacket pun ada. Kalau tak salah Cat pakai jacket, winter jacket, tengah-tengah panas buta kan, tapi janji style kan. But what different about dulu punya fashion is everybody was different, everybody was colourful. Today, everybody want to be the same. Everybody wear black t-shirt, everybody wear the same shoes. You know what I mean? Like back then, no. Back then, everybody want to be more bright. More bright. Everybody wants to rock brighter clothes than the other guy. Nak lagi stand out. Kalau kau rambut macam ni, aku nak buat rambut cornrows. So then, we didn't perform last. We performed quite early pasal kita group baru. I think we went second or third. But when we went on stage, the crowd was still energetic, and it was like baru macam pukul 4, 3:30 dah start orang. It was a crazy show. Like it was the best show. One of the best moments of my life. And yeah, that's it.
Malik, what up? T-Bone, what up? YZ, what's good? Carcelo, hello.
Kalau nak kata zaman aku, time tu yang paling meletup ataupun paling yang orang kata hot tu Phat lah kan. Yes, tu Phat captured the imagination of the entire country. And aku rasa sekarang ni pun ada juga. And especially like sebelum pandemik ni apa semua, kita nampak the scene memang betul-betul tengah vibrant. And it's amazing. The talent yang kita ada sekarang ni betul-betul gila. It's macam cakap tadi lah. Kalau time kita orang dulu, kita still boleh nampak, kita still boleh dengar beza dia apa semua. Kan? So kita orang masa tu macam, aku ingat kita macam mana kita nak sampai tahap tu lah. It's like, tapi sekarang kita dah. Sekarang ni benda yang keluar tu, it's like, kids like Zamera, kan? Macam orang dengar, it's like, international habis tu. Kan? And diorang still boleh buat local tau. Tapi the vibe tu kau dah tak boleh beza. It's like, that's how good the talents that we have right now. And so aku tak rasa benda tu macam menurun ke apa. Aku rasa it's actually before the pandemic hit, it was very, very vibrant. Kan? Ada Zamera, Sona One was really making apa ni. And then you have like Alif, was really making like good progressive punya like, hip hop and pop music. And K-Click, kan? Kau tak boleh deny K-Click. And the beauty about K-Click is aku duduk 9 tahun kat Sabah. And aku nampak how that group kan daripada nothing to become like who they are today. And but they really took the craft to another level. Diorang buat style diorang, and then diorang tahu diorang ada video yang power, ada ni semua kan. Sound yang power, and the best thing is they don't even have to do anything in English ke apa. Kan? So the level has come to a place where people can accept that, and our local stuff is as good as international stuff.
Saya rasa sekarang ni dia dah lebih diterima lah bila kita ada rapper-rapper yang rap dalam bahasa Melayu lebih banyak. And then mungkin dari segi konten pun kita lebih tulis benda-benda yang lebih dekat dengan masyarakat kita. Macam kita ada macam Amara Budak Flat kan? Kita ada macam K-Click bila dia selitkan bahasa-bahasa slang Sabah dia kan. So it's getting better dari penerimaan masyarakat lah. So mungkin cara nak menambah baikkan tu is mungkin kita boleh start benda-benda macam terapkan music lesson ni dari segi kita buat classes for rap writing ke, or music production, composing macam mana buat lagu hip hop kan, dari segi local content lah, meaning tak mesti buat dekat bandar, mungkin dekat luar bandar pun kita boleh buat kelas untuk rap untuk all those budak-budak, instead diorang lepak-lepak kan, kita boleh buat kelas untuk buat rap punya kelas atau beat making tu, kita boleh buat macam sebulan sekali kita dapatkan all these big artist to come there and give talks apa semua kan. Tu salah satu saya rasa idea yang boleh membantu untuk mengembangkan hip hop kat Malaysia lah.
What made this event strong and the people stronger was we had MIRC. Meaning kita dah pergi gig tu, kita balik, we get back online and we talk about it. Bang. And MRC is like Clubhouse today. You know, the only difference Clubhouse is all audio, but that's exactly what MRC is. You can talk, you have moderators, you have, you know, so people will talk and like, what's the next gig? You know, and you know, it's just, that was the new beginning for hip hop, you know. Prior to this, I think there were two waves of hip hop, first in the 80s and then second in the 90s, you know, with the DJs and with Crash Course and with Nordius Max, Carey and all that, but this was the third wave, and the third wave came with the internet. So that was what really, because we didn't have news, you know, all these papers didn't report, you know, dia orang tu bukan buat, you know, nak masukkan kita dalam news semua, tak. Jadi kita ada, and that's how we, the same way, and this is 90s where orang tua tak pakai internet. Yang pakai internet cuma budak je. So it's like really, really underground, macam there is an underground movement and then there's also this new way of communicating, which is IRC, then ICQ, and then later on maybe Messenger a bit, but it was mainly IRC and ICQ, and yeah.
Selamat petang kepada yang datang dengan syarahan. Ini cuma hanya pesanan ucapan, pengerusi kejauhanan latihan, buku teks ku sekolahkan.
I mean, saya tulis Jun 2019. Sometimes saya buat lagu halfway and then, you know, I just wait. And early, you know, after MCO, sebulan 2 bulan lepas MCO, saya dengar lagu tu balik. I just thought, I called Alif and I was like, yo man, I want to feature some people on this song. Because this album, I'm featuring with a lot more artists. Kalau kita lihat saya punya album pertama, the only collaboration with rappers was Babak, Ultimate and so on. And the rest, I didn't feature any other rapper. Did I? So, you know, I told Alif, like, oh, we're just looking at the list of people that we can put on the song, and I told him, like, I want to put J Park and MK on the song, you know. So I feel it was just saya cakap lah, kadang-kadang kita buat organic ni is based on gut feeling, nothing to do, no label didn't get involved, Universal, FJM didn't get involved, AMG, all later. Artists spoke and make music, and I think itulah cara yang paling baik untuk buat lagu. Terlalu ramai orang di luar sana yang menilai hip hop tu berdasarkan penggunaan perkataan-perkataan yang besar, yang sebenarnya tak praktikal pun. Pasal rapper ni pun bukannya bila pergi keluar rumah jumpa orang berbual macam tu. You gotta understand, rap is from the streets, and these guys don't sound like they street anymore, man. They sound like, that's not my cup of tea lah. You know what I mean? So kan masa pasar, it is the streets, bro. You know what I mean? Chow is real. Ramai orang nak berpantun macam dia orang hulu balang istana. Istana mana lu jaga baik? You guys can talk like that. I'm gonna keep it street 100. That's it.
Begitu juga dengan Amandra. Beliau menceritakan tempat beliau iaitu Keramat serta rumah flat di Keramat.
Yang berani buat changes, perubahan. Okay, again, perubahan is very subjective. Tapi kalau tu my preference, saya rasa, I mean, Phat did it. Ultimate did it, Amanra did it, Malik, of course Malik, bila sebut tu Phat, it was Malik and Joe. At one point dulu Rebel Scum did it. Other than that, producer ada. I mean, I think Naveen played a great role. I mean, like Naveen is one of the, I think, exciting producers. Navigator. Siapa lagi ya? I think Sona is producer. Yeah, Sona at least to an extent did it. Siapa lagi ya? Sona. Even Alif from Slick, producer. Yeah, so but still, like I cakap, I'm a big critical. I want more. Yeah.
Okay, hip hop ni merupakan satu seni. Jadi kalau nak berkarya tu kena ikhlas. Keikhlasan tu bukan keikhlasan berkarya tu bergantung pada itu niat lah pada awal. Untuk menzahirkan niat, untuk menzahirkan keikhlasan karya tu, awak memerlukan kebolehan lah, kepakaran. Kerana itu hanya boleh diasah melalui latihan, melalui pembelajaran, kan. Jadi itu pun kena ada juga. Sebab kalau kau nak cerita betapa handsome-nya diri kau pun, tapi kau tak mempunyai kebolehan, kepakaran untuk mencerita tu, orang takkan faham apa mamak ni cerita. Tapi kalau kau faham, orang kata, betul lah, dia memang handsome lah. Kau dengar lagu dia, kau dengar susun macam ni, dia betul lah dia handsome, kan. Dan hip hop ni kadang-kadang dia seperti satu sukan di mana dia mempunyai daya saing yang sangat tinggi, kan. Dan seperti sukan, akan ada orang yang menang dan akan ada orang yang kalah, kan. Jadi menang tu bukan selamanya, kalah tu pun tak selamanya. Jadi kalau awak menang tu janganlah terlalu riak, terlalu angkuh. Kalau kalah tu jangan terlalu kecil hati sangat. Sebab kau kalah hari ni, game hari ni kau kalah, game besok lain cerita, kan. Itu antara nasihat yang saya boleh bagi lah. Ikhlas dengan kerja keras lah.
My advice untuk artis yang ingin serius dalam industri muzik, bukan scene hip hop, industri muzik, jangan terlalu cepat melatah. Macam baru masuk studio, rekod 2 lagu dan terus, this is going to be my next single. Rekod 20 lagu. And then you find that one song that is better than the other 19 songs, Don't record 2 songs and go out there and like, this is it. No, it's not the way. So you need to put in the work and stay humble. Have big dreams, build your network. Your network is your net worth, right? A lot of people say that, I baru lah. No, you can have zero money in the bank, but you can have 50 really quality kawan-kawan dalam industri. Bukan saja dalam industri music, dalam industri fashion, dalam industri makanan, otomotif. Dan ni orang-orang ni yang akan membantu awak menjadi seorang artis yang boleh create an impact, That's it. And the last thing I want to say to hip hop fans is, you guys are the most important element of hip hop, because you guys are the jantung hip hop ni, And there's no such thing as, jangan biarkan masyarakat atau orang ramai cakap, kau ni dah tua, apa perangai macam ni. Nah, you're hip hop till the day you die, bro. You feel me? That's your love. Because if you're in love, is that your passion? Why give it up? Like if you love football, you're gonna love football until you're old, right? So that's the same. Just because orang lain dengar lagu mengapik, just put on that Park, man. Put on that Biggie. You can be 50 years old and put on that Biggie, man. Put it out loud, bro. You're successful. You deserve the best music. Don't just because all your other boring people and you play golf with listen to whack music. Just make sure the music is playing loud at all times. That's how it is. Peace.
Kesimpulannya, scene hip hop di Malaysia masih lagi mengekalkan budaya ketimuran. Hip hop bukanlah sekadar muzik, ianya lifestyle. Akhir kata, masa berlalu, zaman berubah, dia berubah, mereka berubah, orang berubah, semua dah berubah, tapi aku masih hip hop. 2010 masih hip hop. Malik and Joe, peace, one love.
sejarah. Sebab sekarang kita yang karang menang perang. Selamat petang kepada yang datang dengan syarahan. Ini cuma hanya pesanan ucapan. Pengerusi kejauhanan latihan. Buku teks ku sekolahkan. Tas ciao ciao ciao. Tas ciao ciao ciao. Tas ciao ciao ciao. Siapa ada back